Welcome students to your online classes. Now today we will continue our chapter number 6, that is changes around us. In the yesterday's class we had learnt about the different types of changes like chemical change, physical change, then reversible and irreversible, and as well as slow and fast changes. Okay, chemical and physical changes we will learn today. Okay, but temporary and permanent changes we already learned. Now today we will learn that how the changes takes place due to heat. Okay, that means our main concentration will be on heat. If the heat is applied to any of the substance, then what type of changes takes place in that substance, that we will study. So in this case there will be two types of changes when we apply heat or when the object or substance come in contact with the heat. First type of change will be in its state. State means that you know that any substance has three types of state, that is solid, liquid and gas. Okay, so what sort of changes will take place in their state when the heat is applied? So in the earlier classes you already have learnt that changes in state takes place either due to heating or due to cooling. Okay, whenever heat is applied, then the solid will change into liquid and the liquid will change into gas. Whereas when there will be cooling, okay, or the substance cools down, then the liquid will change into solid, as well as the gaseous state will change into liquid state. Okay, so that two processes are known as evaporation and condensation. So when a solid substance get heated up, it will convert into liquid state, that is known as melting, and when the liquid will get heated up, it will convert into water vapor or in the gaseous state, and that process is known as evaporation. Okay, so how the state changes on heating, that the liquid changes into gases, and that process is known as evaporation. Same with the condensation, when the water vapor or the gaseous state converts into water, okay, means it will cool down, then that process is known as condensation. When water is cooled to a very low temperature, okay, then the liquid state will cool again to a very low temperature, then that is known as freezing. Okay, that low temperature is actually up to its freezing point. Okay, so when the water changes into ice, that process is known as freezing. So here in the change in state we had learnt four types of processes. First one is melting. Okay, solid will change into liquid, and when liquid will change into gas, it will call evaporation. This happens when heat is applied to the substance. Okay, now next two processes, freezing and condensation, and that two process will happen or will take place when the substance get cooled. Okay, when cooling will be provided. Okay, when the gaseous state converts into the liquid, that process is known as condensation, and when the liquid converts into the solids, that process is known as freezing. Okay, so thus, and you know that water exists in all the three states, that is the solid, liquid and gas. Now our next type of change due to heat is in the shape or size of a substance. Okay, and many of the changes involves heating or cooling of substance, and also the effects of heating and cooling are opposite in nature. Like when a substance heats up, it increases in size. Okay, and that increases in size is known as expansion. When a substance increases in size on heating, then that is known as expansion, and when it cools up, then it will shorten up in size, it will decrease in size, and that is known as contraction. Okay, and so we can say that expansion takes place on heating and contraction takes place on cooling. When a substance cools down, then it will contract, and when it will get heated up, it will expand. So the amount of expansion and contraction also depends on the state of substance, in which state the substance is there. You might have noticed that the metal wires which are used to hang wet clothes usually bend or sag. Sag or bend means likewise this. Okay, they will sag. Means earlier they were in this stage, and during summers when there is a scorching heat, then due to the heat these metal wires starts to sag. Okay, latak jate hain. Fine. That is due to increase in length in summer. This shows that metal expands on heating, or due to increase in temperature. Heating is actually the increase in temperature. When the temperature increases, the metallic substances expand. Okay. Now, next example is, you know that the gaps are left between the blocks of concrete on a bridge. Okay, means when the bridge will be made, then there will be the gap in between the concrete. When you will see the bridges which are made up of concrete, then in that concrete these gaps are made. Okay, these gaps are made, and what happens in these gaps? These gaps are actually made that due to the heating, means during summers when they will get heated up, there will be expansion in size, and when there will be expansion, they can cover up this space and prevents accident. Okay, they will have the tendency, these concrete have the tendency to expand on heating, and these gaps are provided actually for the expansion and helping in to prevent any sort of damage. Okay, now these gaps, this type of gaps are also present in the railway tracks. If you have seen the railway tracks, then the metallic railway tracks have, means the boundary or the rim of the railway tracks have the gaps in between, and here the wooden logs are present. Okay, likewise this. So in these tracks there are gaps. This type of gaps are there. Why? Again, due to the summer, these metals will start to expand and they will cover up the space. If there will be no space, they will bend, and when they will bend, the train will not be able to run properly on these rails. Okay, so to prevent them from the accidents, there are gaps present in these tracks. Okay, and now here we had learnt about the solids. Okay, but not only in solids, liquids and gases also expands on heating. That you also know that when the heating is applied or when heat is provided to the liquids as well as to the gaseous substance, the molecules in them, they starts to vibrate, and when they vibrate, they expand. Okay, so and on the other hand, contrary to this, means opposite to the heating, that is cooling. Cooling brings about contraction in most substances. Okay, solids show least contraction, whereas gases contracts the most. Okay, the solid substances, they contract very least, as well as the gases contract so much. Okay, now next is, however, the water has the unique property. And what is the unique property of water? That it expands on cooling. For example, if you have seen that the liquid water do not contain that much of space or that much of volume as comparison to the ice. Okay, when you will fill the ice trays with water, then water easily will just present in that cubes. Okay, or in the space provided. But once it will freeze and become ice, then to take out that ice from the ice tray, we need to twist it. Why we are twisting it? Because the water on freezing, it expand. Okay, and fill up the complete space in the ice tray. Okay, and that is because we can say that the solid ice has more volume than that of liquid water, or we can say that water expands on cooling. Okay, so this is the unique property of water, that it expands on cooling. Now our next topic is changes involves energy. Whatever change will be there, like in the state or in the shape or size, they every time they involves energy. You might have noticed, you can take the example of water convert into the vapor. Okay, when the water converts into the vapor, then what will happen? So changes involves energy. So for this we can take one of the common example, that water changes into vapor. Water changes into vapor. Okay, so what happens in that? Whenever water converts into the water vapor, we have to apply the heat. Already we discussed in the previous topic Okay, whenever heating is applied to the water, it will convert into the vapor. Again, you can take the next example. When the candle burns, okay, then also it gives out heat and light, and to when it burns, again we are applying the heat to it. Okay, and it gives us heat and light. Okay, whenever candle will burn, then it gives us heat and light. That means it involves energy. Heat and light. It gives us heat and light. Fine. Next example, when water converts into the ice, we have to cool the water. That means in this case, it loses heat energy. When water converts into ice, okay, then to convert it into the ice, water releases energy, heat energy, and then converts into the ice. And when we want to melt this ice into water, again we need to apply the heat energy. Okay, thus energy is either absorbed or produced during a change. Okay, energy may be in the form of heat, light, or pressure, or there are so many other types of energies also. Okay, so if I'll take the example of heat, then whenever we heat, changes in shape, size and color take place. Easily you can see. Okay, in case of light, on switching a light bulb, light energy is emitted, and energy in the form of pressure. So tires are inflated. Inflated means we had filled the air in the tire. Okay, then with the air under pressure. Then metals are compressed and pulled to make thin sheets or wires out of them. So that is also energy, form of energy. Now our next and the last type of changes are physical and chemical changes. Physical means whatever changes in the shape, size, color, whatever we can see, they are come under the category of physical changes. Okay, or state of a substance get changed. Okay, in this, physical qualities, properties of a substance undergo changes. The size of a substance get changed, shape changes, color changes, or the state of the substance get changed, but no new substance is formed. Okay, no new substance will be formed. There will be change in the particular substance, shape, size, color and state, but no new substance will be formed. That type of changes are come under physical changes. Okay, suppose you are cut a piece of paper into bits, then the bits will be still a paper. There will be no new substance will be formed, and these type of changes, some of the physical changes are reversible also. Okay, I am not telling all the types of physical changes are reversible. Some changes are reversible. Okay, now next type of changes are chemical changes. Next type of changes are chemical. Chemical changes means there will be the change in the chemical composition of a substance. The chemical composition of a substance get changed, or we can say new substance will be formed. A new substance is formed during chemical change. Okay, and we cannot recover the original substance back. Okay, suppose if you are burning a paper, then it will convert into ashes. Now from the ashes you cannot get back the paper again. Okay, a different substance in the form of ash has been formed. So this type of change are known as chemical changes, and mostly chemical changes are irreversible because we cannot change back the chemical composition again. Another example in case of chemical changes is curdling of milk. Okay, when there will be the curdling of milk, then that is also a chemical change because new substance get formed. Okay, the chemical composition of a substance is changed. So this is how, students, we had complete our chapter. Hope you understood it well. Revise it.